Say Henley masquerades as a legitimate businessman and reformed gang member, often appearing on podcasts and media outlets, but it's a front for a wide-ranging criminal enterprise.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar, and a cheat.
10 of Henley's associates were arrested this morning, but he remains a fugitive. Henley's son, Dayon, plays linebacker for our LA Chargers. He has not commented on these charges.
So much gangbanging from dudes in my whole entire life. I'm sorry. In my life, where people are just telling on themselves on the internet. I ain't never seen that before. And I'm talking about my homeboys. All this 6-0 stuff.
The recent federal indictment against key figures within the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips has highlighted the ongoing intersection between gang activity, music, and social influence. Among those charged is Eugene "Big U" Henley, a former gang leader and self-proclaimed community activist, along with industry and social media figures Bricc and Luce. The indictment alleges a range of criminal activities, including racketeering, extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and even the deletion of an aspiring musician. The case also underscores how social media has played a pivotal role in amplifying gang culture, providing law enforcement with key evidence and shaping public perception. As this case unfolds, it raises serious questions about the blurred lines between legitimate business, street credibility, and organized crime.
But the search is on for the man they say has been heading up the local Crips gang for decades, Eugene Henley Jr. Investigators say he's been painting himself as an entertainment executive who's been giving back to the community with various charities. But they say in reality, he's a violent criminal, the leader of the Crips with a long list of crimes on his resume.
I mean, a lot of people thought that Debo was based on him, but it wasn't. It was actually based on Big U from the Rollin 60s.
I didn't know that. People want to see that character. He's, I told you, I pulled that from Big U. I used him as my background of how I wanted this character to be perceived.
Eugene "Big U" Henley is a name that holds weight in both gang culture and community activism. As an alleged longtime leader within the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips, one of Los Angeles' most notorious gangs, Big U was heavily involved in street life before his 1991 arrest for attempted robbery. He served 13 years in prison before being released in 2004, after which he claimed to dedicate his life to mentorship and community activism. Through his Developing Options nonprofit, he sought to create opportunities for at-risk youth, aiming to prevent them from joining gangs. Simultaneously, he remained connected to hip-hop, helping up-and-coming artists and maintaining close ties with figures in the industry. Wack 100, on the other hand, built his reputation as a music executive and manager, working with high-profile artists like The Game and Blueface. While he comes from a different background than Big U, Wack has always been vocal about his connections to the streets, frequently engaging in public disputes and calling out industry figures. At one point, Big U and Wack 100 had a working relationship, seemingly united in their efforts to navigate the music industry while still acknowledging their street ties. However, their friendship eventually turned sour, leading to a bitter public feud. Luce and Bricc are two names that have surfaced frequently in the discussion surrounding Big U and Wack 100. Both Bricc and Luce from the Rolling 60s Crips have connections to these figures and have now become part of a major federal indictment targeting the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips. The dynamics among Luce, Wack 100, and Big U have been marked by public disputes and shifting alliances within the hip-hop community. Luce, initially associated with Wack 100, has made allegations against Big U, claiming involvement in the events leading to Nipsey Hussle's death. These claims have intensified tensions, leading Big U to issue a cease and desist letter to the No Jumper podcast, where some of these allegations were discussed. Bricc Baby, another figure in this narrative, has publicly criticized Luce for spreading falsehoods about Big U and Nipsey Hussle. In interviews, Bricc Baby has expressed his refusal to reconcile with Luce, citing the severity of the alleged falsehoods as a significant factor in their ongoing conflict. However, Wack 100 and Luce relationship soured after Luce home was raided and other issues. Wack allegedly distanced himself. In response, Luce and Bricc Baby confronted Wack 100 publicly, addressing their grievances in a face-to-face discussion. The fallout, along with shifting alliances, has played out across social media and interviews, highlighting the ever-changing dynamics within the hip-hop and street culture scene.
Like the Crips have been crimped, the FBI announcing that they made a sweeping bust of the Rolling 60s Crips gang, but are still looking for its longtime leader. Now here's some Air 7 video from earlier this morning showing some of the alleged gang members being processed in tents at the FBI's Los Angeles office. Search warrants executed at 6 different locations today. Hundreds of agents and officers arresting 10 people. In all, 19 have been indicted. 4 were already in custody, so at least 5 more arrests are expected. But the search is on for the man they say has been heading up the local Crips gang for decades, Eugene Henley Jr. Investigators say he's been painting himself as an entertainment executive who's been giving back to the community with various charities. But they say in reality, he's a violent criminal, the leader of the Crips with a long list of crimes on his resume.
The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar, and a cheat, and the criminals that enabled him. For example, Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway.
At a news conference this morning, the U.S. Attorney's Office announcing charges against Eugene Henley Jr. Authorities say Henley is responsible for drug and human trafficking, also extortion and even COVID fraud. He's facing federal racketeering conspiracy charges. Prosecutors say Henley masquerades as a legitimate businessman and reformed gang member, often appearing on podcasts and media outlets. But it's a front for a wide-ranging criminal enterprise.
A longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips in South Los Angeles, Eugene Henley Jr., known as Big U, has been charged with running a criminal enterprise involved in multiple racketeering offenses, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 demise of an aspiring rapper. The Justice Department announced the charges, revealing that Big U 58 from Hyde Park is facing conspiracy charges under the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. 2 other alleged members of the enterprise, Sylvester Robinson 59, aka Vay, from Northridge, and Mark Martin, 50 aka Bear Claw, from Beverly Wood, were also arrested under the same charges. Both are scheduled to appear in United States District Court in Los Angeles, while Big U remains a fugitive. The charges in this case outline a violent criminal organization led by an individual who used his influence as both a gang figure and an entertainment entrepreneur to carry out illegal activities, said acting U.S. Attorney Joseph McNally. This indictment represents a crucial step toward dismantling the operation and making Los Angeles a safer place. According to law enforcement officials, the Big U enterprise operated like a mafia, using Henley's reputation in the Rolling 60s and the entertainment industry to intimidate individuals and businesses. Court documents allege that from 2010 to the present, this enterprise engaged in criminal activities such as deletion, robbery, sex trafficking, fraud, and illegal gambling. One key allegation involves the 2021 demise of an aspiring musician identified as RW. Big U and his associates had signed RW to their record label, Unique Music, and arranged for him to record music in Las Vegas. However, when RW recorded a song critical of Big U and Robinson allegedly traveled to confront him. Big U is accused of driving RW to North Las Vegas, deleting him, and disposing of his body in the desert. He then allegedly ordered the removal of security footage and instructed witnesses to remain silent about the crime. The indictment also highlights how the enterprise used social media, documentaries, and interviews to build its reputation, furthering its influence while instilling fear in the community. Additionally, Big U is accused of fraudulently applying for a COVID-19 relief loan, misrepresenting Unique Music's financial status to secure funds. Another major aspect of the charges involves Big U's nonprofit organization, Developing Options, which was promoted as a program to provide at-risk youth with alternatives to gang life. Prosecutors alleged that instead of serving its intended purpose, the nonprofit was used to embezzle large donations from celebrities and city funding, funneling the money into Big U's personal accounts. In the past 24 hours, authorities have arrested 10 Rolling 60s members and associates for charges including drug trafficking, racketeering, and firearm offenses. 5 additional suspects remain at large, including Big U. If convicted, Big U faces a maximum sentence of life in federal prison. The indictment of Big U and his associates represents a major step in the federal government's efforts to dismantle organized crime in Los Angeles. With the rise of digital platforms, social media has become both a tool for criminal enterprises and a resource for law enforcement to track illicit activities. The case serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of leveraging street influence in the public eye. As investigations continue, the impact of these charges will likely resonate beyond the courtroom, affecting both the hip-hop industry and broader discussions surrounding gang culture and law enforcement's role in combating organized crime.